evening, once and for all. Once and for all. Good evening. Good evening, one and all. I knew there was a one in there somewhere. How's everybody doing tonight? And how you doing, Russ?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, pretty good.
Excellent, excellent. Great. And tonight we're just gonna. It turns out, I know. Last week I said maybe I won't be on for this week and next. Maybe I won't be on for next week, but this week it turns out I'm not leaving till tomorrow. So there's that. So tonight we've got another wonderful project, and my daughter asked me, "Hey, Dad, could you make me a tic-tac-toe set?" And I go, "Sure."
Oh yeah.
And those things are great. Those things are wonderful, and I've seen some here and there, and I've had a few. I mean, it's let's come up with something, shall we? Might as well.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. That's kind of crazy, but let's see here and share the old screen, and let's begin. All right, so let's make the game. Let's see. I always look at my hands and see, I don't know, 8 inches by 8 inches. That sounds like a good game size. So obviously, when you guys make a game, just come up with some size. And let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the top. Okay, so I'm going to make an 8-inch by 8-inch top. And then, because what I want to do is I want to make, I'm thinking maybe I'll put a box underneath it or something. I'll come up with something for a little drawer, but that'll be later. Let's work on the actual top part. So this is an actual game. If it's 3/4 of an inch high, made out of wood, and if you want to turn it into a box so you can store your X's and O's, then stick it underneath. Then make this board game the very top. Just glue it onto the top of a box with a little drawer. So you get the idea. So here we go. This is I made it 8 by 8. Let me do a little bit better here. Let me change that size to 10 by 10, just so we have something to work with. And we shall make a box beginning at 11488, and we're going to do radius external radius of about I guess ½ inch is good. Create. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking for. Now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to create some X's and O's. But before they do that, I want to basically create a little grid inside here. Now, let's see. So this is 6 by 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little box. Again, we'll radius it externally. No. Let's make it simple. Let's square corners. A box is going to start at 1.5. 1.5. If my calculations are correct, go 7 by 7. Is that right? No, 6 by 6. Let's see. 7 by 7 is correct. Okay, so there is the internal box here and stuff. Now it's 7 by 7. So here's what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make one box, and you'll see why I'm doing this in a second. I'm making the next box. I'm making it. Okay, so I'm going to put the width is going to be 7 divided by 3, and then I'll hit the equals and then create. All right, there's a box here, and then I'm going to just flip it around. I'm going to go 7, and then this one I'm going to go 7 divided by 3 equals create. All right, so I have one down here, I have one up here, but now what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to center this box to this box. So here we go. Center it this way. And then I'm going to center this box to this box. I'm going to center it this way. All right, so now you notice what I have there. Now what I'll do is I'll select all these things here and simply group them.
Jeff Robinson just joined us.
Hey, Jeff, welcome, welcome.
Sent a comment, but I'm not sure what it means.
What's the comment?
Field day 2 meter FT8.
That's that. Well, field day. A field day is a 2 meter field day. So everybody goes out and has fun. Ham radio.
Okay. Thought it might be something like that.
Yeah. And then so what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these all together. And then just so I can I'm going to do a little, not VCarve. I keep clicking VCarve when I don't mean to click VCarve. I mean to click profile using a VCarve bit. So I'll use I'll use a 60-degree bit, and I'll do it for say 0.05. I just want to create little grooves, just so people could see little grooves. So now what? Oh! I made a mistake. I did, as you can see, they're all separated. That's because it went, instead of on the line, it went outside. So I'm going to use on the line. There we go. That's more like it. That's what it should look like. And let me just do the old, as we always do, we preview the toolpaths as we're going. So in case we make a mistake, so our box will be rounded here. In fact, let me go ahead and do the round over. Let me go ahead and do these two toolpaths now. I'm going to do let's make it easy. I'll make a chamfer because I really got to, you know what? I got time tonight. Let's go ahead and make another round over. And now what's the radius that I want? I want a 1/4-inch radius. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's make a round over bit with a 1/4-inch radius. So here's what I got to do. I'm going to create a circle with a 1/4-inch radius. And I'm going to create it right here. Boom. Let me zoom in. What the? Yeah, I hate this. Hang on a second. I didn't mean to zoom in with the stupid mouse. I meant to zoom in. I'm so used to the Mac, you just hit Command plus and it zooms in. Anyway, here they are. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these things, and I'm going to take the nodes. Now what I need is this profile right here, just this piece. Everything else I don't need. So I'm going to take and I'm going to delete this. Oops. Go a little lower. I'm going to hit the D key over this one and over this arc. So now I've got the one solitary piece. I'll select it, and then let's go over to the tool database, and I'm going to create a new one. Plus, it's going to be a form tool. Yeah. No suitable vector. I just picked a vector. Hang on a second. What did I do wrong? See, this is the part that always gets me, guys. I know I'm doing something wrong, but I don't know what it is yet. Okay, so. Okay, let's see here. First of all, it's not 3 inches. First of all, it's form tool. Okay, single open vector representing the right side. Well, just stupid ass. Sorry, excuse my language. Okay, here we go. Let's try to mirror this. Flip this way. Okay, the right side, folks. Now, let's see if it doesn't give me another error. Because it probably will, because I never do this. So, because I have all my, I usually have all my tools. Okay, so here we go again, and let's go form tool. There we go, and already it's chosen the 1/4 inch. There it is. Wish I could. Yes, let me change the name. I can't change the name. Oh well, I'm sure I could change it somehow. But right now, that's it. Okay, it's called Form Tool. Oh gee, how original. Okay. Let me reduce this. Actually, let me delete that because I don't need that anymore. Okay, I've got my form tool. Now, let's go back to this outside one. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did last time, except this time I'm using, okay, profile. I'm going to cut to a depth of course, 1/4 inch, because it is a 1/4 inch radius bit. It's going to be on the line. And select the form tool 1/4. All right, there you go. Hello. Oh, number of flutes 2. Create settings. Yada yada yada. Apply. Okay, select. And now that should do that one. Calculate. Boom. And just to double check, reset preview, preview all toolpaths. And sure enough, come on. There you go. It's created a nice little round over, a 1/4 inch deep. I don't know why. I don't know why it's, hang on a second, because there's a lip on it.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be there. 25 inch. Form tool was 1/4 inch radius. Let me edit this thing. 2 flutes. Oh, past depth is, well, I can make the past depth a 1/4, so I can do it. Well, yeah. I don't need a It's a 1/4 inch diameter. I mean, come on. There's something's wrong with the form tool. 1/4 inch diameter. What the? Okay, hang on a second. 1/4 inch? No, that's not right. Okay, diameter, it says a 1/4 inch. So it thinks the radius is, yeah, okay. So somehow it chose the wrong size. Let me make it 1/2 inch and see what happens, because this is really strange, because it shouldn't. I mean, you guys saw me. I did the circle. I did not radius one. Oh, no wonder when I switched the radius, it changed it on me. That's more like it. Let's try this again, folks. This time I know to do the right side, which is this side here. So I'm just going to choose this. I'm going to select delete, delete, delete. Select this piece. Yeah, you guys are seeing how to do a form tool twice. By the way, let me zoom in on you. I just took a circle, I divided it by 4, and there's the half of it. And that should be, and it is, a 1/4 inch. The other one apparently
just joined us. Hello, Dave.
Hey, Dave. And then so welcome all. And then so here we go. And we'll go to the toolpaths. We'll create the tool, and once again, plus, and choose our form tool. No, did I choose the right side? Oh, I did it again. Left side.
I saw it when you did it too. And I didn't
man, you should have told me. All right, let me just.
I thought, well, he knows what he's doing.
No. Never, ever assume that. That's just wrong. All right, so here we go again. Go back to the toolpath, tool database, and then we select our form tool, and it's diameter. Okay, why does it say diameter 1/4 inch? Hang on a second. Let me just measure. This thing is 25 by 25. That is correct. Why is this thing half of? Okay, all right. Let me see if there's a setting on there. Okay, let me go to tool database, form tool, and it is not letting me choose.
You have it grayed out because I think you have to make the well. You're doing the actual making of
Oh,
another
because the form
person.
tool. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Okay, let me. The form tool says it's form tool 1/4. No, but I don't want form tool 1/4. Hang on a second. I want a new tool. Hang
Yeah.
on. Okay, so add a tool under the selected group. I'm trying this again here. Form tool. There it is. Form tool 1/2 inch.
I
Two
told
flutes.
you.
Create settings. And pass depth. I'll just make the pass depth 0.25. Goodness gracious. All that just to. Anyway, just to get me upset. All right. Well, like I'm really upset. I never get upset. Okay, here we go. And back to this again. Profile. This time we select the form tool 1/2, as we should have. Select, and everything else is correct. Calculate, and we'll do our little board here. And this time, bum, 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 bum. There it is.
There
That's
you
what it
are.
should look like. Yeah, alrighty. And then, of course, we're going to take this again. We're going to create a new toolpath. I'm just going to go ahead and create the exterior outside. Select 1/4 inch end mill, and it's going to be a depth of 0.75. Calculate. So just so we know what our piece looks like. Boy, it's going slow today.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So that right there is the beginning of our tic-tac-toe board. Now, the only reason I made these little grooves is again, it's just artistic license. It's just nothing more than having little spaces here, because what I'm going to make now is I'm going to make the actual tic-tac-toe pieces. So let's go ahead and let's be a little creative. I am going to use, well, let's not be so creative. I'm going to use Arial Rounded if I can find it. I'm a fan of Arial Rounded. Well, I'm a fan of a lot of these, but
Yeah, you got a bunch of them.
let me just look real quick at the at the gang there. See if there were any. Well, you tell me if there are any questions and stuff.
Well,
So
that's my job. That's what you pay me
that's
for.
right. That's right. So everybody, welcome as always. And let me see if I can. Oh, Dave, how you feeling? By the way, just want to give you a little shout out there, Mr. Gatton, with the world famous. Actually, yeah, it is world famous because it sells in numerous multiple countries. The Gatton CNC. I can't seem to find. Looks like I don't have it here, so it looks like I'm going to go with probably Futura. Futura is a nice square. I'm looking for something with an X and an O in it that is nice and simple. Here, hang on a second. And I don't have Futura either. Well, Franklin it is. Well, at this rate, I can just go ahead and make the things myself.
I thought about that too.
Yeah. All right. There's an X. That sounds like a good X. Let me close this. All right. So there's a good X. And let's make it. Okay. So since this is actually, let's find out how big this thing is. I'm just going to do one of these things. It is, let's see, it was 2 points. So I'm going to make it, you know what? I'll make it.
Hey, Alex showed up.
Alex, my cousin Alex.
Alex Ramos.
Welcome, Al. How's it going? Al, you're in the wrong show. The fun show starts in
Yeah, that's the one I'm not in.
you don't have a CNC, Alex. You like the retro show. That starts in an hour and a half. All right, so here we go. Let me not rotate this. Let me calculate what I need for the size. Okay, so let me do this the a methodical way. I'm going to create a square here. The square is 2.33 by 2.33. Apparently, that's what I forgot. But
He said he's looking up Tic Tac's retro.
yeah, there you go. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do the following. I'm going to make this. Let's try making it 2 by 2. Uh, there we go. Resize. Don't link XY and go 2 by 2 and 2 by not 2% by 2 and apply there. It's a little big. Actually, I'm not very happy with the. It could work. I'd like something thinner. Sorry, folks. Let me redo this letter here. I need to have something like Arial bold if I can find it. Because Arial black, oh, forget it. Just Arial. All right, so X. There we go. We'll do an X. There it is. Yeah, that'll work much better. And we shall close this, resize this X to 2 by 2. All right, now we'll go ahead and center this thing over here. Or we will in a second. Now we're going to do the same thing with an O. Take this, we'll do an O. Oh, great. I don't want to choose the. There we go. O. Not a 0. And yeah, we'll make it easy. Text height 2 inches. And now we resize and we make the other size. And text size 2 inches is not 2 inches. I love it. Apply. There we go. We made our nice little O. Now, let's take our little piece here. Actually, let's take our O, let's take our X, and let's take our whatever this piece is. Remember, I selected this piece last. So I'm going to just do the old whoosh, stick everything in the center. All right, so now it's all in the center. So what are we going to do now? That's pretty simple. We're going to do oops, I hate this mouse, but you guys know that. All right, I'm going to do 3 columns by 3 columns. First of all, before I do that, I'll do that now. And I'll group the copies. 3 columns by 3 columns. The offset is going to be 2.333. 2.333. Let's see if this works. That does work. It works exactly as expected. That is all copied. That is all done. Now I'm going to take these pieces, group them together like they should have been.
Yeah.
And this aligned to this in the center. And we're done with our, we're sort of done with our thing. Now what we're going to do simply is take this and, you know what? Before, let me copy and paste it. Because we're going to need to work with this separate in a second.
Yep.
But here we are with these, and we're going to take this and we're going to merge them, weld them as. This is just ungroup, ungroup, ungroup. Now weld. At least 2 intersecting. What do you call these 2 things? They're intersecting vectors. Oh, did I group them instead of ungroup them? Maybe I did. Let me see. Okay, these are all grouped. Let me see. Choose that. Choose that. It's a crazy day tonight. There we go. Yeah, keep. Okay, I don't know what in the world just went on, but I'm just going to do one of okay, I see what happened here. All right, regardless of what happened here, actually, let me just undo and let me make it easy on myself and
Are you possibly going to do a little pocket in there?
That's exactly what
Okay.
I'm shooting
All
for.
right. All right.
And you know, the easy way to do this, and let me just go ahead and do this now, is I know I should have done this earlier, folks, but let me go ahead and do this now. Now that I've got these X's and O's here, I'm just going to take my little scissor tool and
You better make it bigger.
yeah, let's select the whole thing here. Zoom in, and the little scissor tool will cut here. Hello, why isn't this cutting? Probably because it is not converted to curves. Remember, folks, when you don't convert to curves, you can't do anything with it. I don't know. Anyway, so here we go. There we go. Da, 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 da. We take this. We take these. We take these. By the way, I'm holding the button down and crossing over the lines I want to get rid of, which may or may not be dangerous, but it depends how it.
Alex loves it when you use your scissor tool.
Oh yes, I'm sure he does.
I'm
not
just
knowing
repeating what
not
I
knowing
see.
anything about what in the world I'm doing. Yeah, hey, that's fantastic. Nah, he
I'm
catches
not
on
making
quick.
any assumptions.
He catches on quick. And let's see. Here we go. Boom. Copy. You're done with that. Close. Profile. Rather, create a pocket. And let's make the pocket exactly that. 0.125. And I'm going to use, 3mm end mill will be fine. Calculate. Bam, bam, bam. Reset preview, preview all toolpaths. How do you like that
Oh,
wonderful carving music?
I love it. It's
Yeah, isn't it
almost like
great?
Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Now look at there.
X. Yep. So there we go. There we have our tic tac toe board.
Alex, he
Let's.
wasn't doing that before you came on.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So there we have our tic tac toe board, and of course it's got the little grooves. Now all we got to do now is make the tic tac toes. However, one thing that we got to keep in mind when we make the tic tac toes is, as I zoom in here, remember we're using whatever size round over bit you want. So every one of these curves here,
Mm-hmm.
particularly the outs, not these curves. These are fine, but these curves, well, actually, these are not fine because we're going to be cut regardless of where the curve is, inside or outside. We're going to have to do fillets.
Fillets.
Why? Because the outside, if we leave if we leave the notch in there, it's not going to fit. And on the inside, when we carve it, it won't reach the corner, and again, it will not fit. So either the piece or this piece will have a corner that won't match. So we're filleting away. Actually, we should have filleted all of these, but as usual, I'll fillet them in my own sweet time. In fact, let's do it now. All right. So I'm going to make a tool radius of 0.125. And I'm going to go here. And why isn't it doing it? Hang on a second. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to make a fillet once again. 0.125. There it is.
Yep.
See, so they don't quite look like X's, but they don't and they do. So these are meant for the to clear the way for the pieces. So any outside curves, you cut them from here, and including these outside curves. And come on, get in there. There you go. Now, my preference would be to, okay, these are all the outside curves. Great. Now on the other piece, namely the X's and O's, we're going to have to do it on the inside curves. Rather these. Let me see here. But we'll get to that in a second. Okay, let me make sure I got this right. An X, if you look at the X, it just needs these 4 pieces curved. If you look at the O, shoot, the O doesn't need all. Hang on a second.
It might not need anything.
No, might not need that many. Hang on a second. Yeah, see, this is where folks using your gray matter actually sometimes works in your benefit. All right, so if I have an X, if I'm cutting an X, this piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece, this is what my X will look like. Because the outer pieces will be fine. These will be straight lines, so everything will be fine here. All right. If I'm cutting the O, I really don't need anything else. So really, that's all you needed, folks. If I'm not mistaken, unless I am wrong, and I am never wrong, we are headed dead into the fire swamp. No, sorry. Wrong quote. All right. All right, folks. Let me go to, once again, let me choose the this thing and this thing and do this thing, and luckily we're in the same boat here. Now with this, in fact, let me just go ahead and expand our little work surface area here. And that way I don't have to worry about the X's and O's not working. Okay, actually, let's try that once again. Let's little bit more even so. All right, so we have our okay. Now the X is perfectly fine. The O is perfectly fine. Yep. Actually, I can cut regular X's and O's. So what I'm going to do is ungroup them. Move the X over here. Come on.
See you later, Alex.
See you later, Al.
He's going to be watching 2 old guys talk retro in a little bit.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so here we go. We got this. We get boom. And we've made, actually, we don't need that many, but we'll cut that many. Now, the pocket goes up here. The pocket should be recalculated. And it shall be calculate. That's the pocket. The profile should also be recalculated. I'm missing my curved profile. I must have deleted it by accident. No big deal.
No, Alex, I have a chance to get on that show. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't.
Yeah, you're welcome whenever you want. I mean, it's hey, in fact, if anybody is between the ages of 45, let's say 50 and 70, by all means, let me know. Send me a message, and I'll be happy to throw you in live on the talk, because I mean,
you'll have to send in a videotape seeing how you are on camera and all this.
Well. There's always the mute button and the eject, so that's no big deal. No, here we go.
That eject is a hard landing, so I would hate to have that happen.
No, I wouldn't do that. All right, so the width is 7 by 7, if I wasn't mistaken, and it's 1.5 by 1.5. 1.5, and let's try to do this the right way. 1.5 radius external, and it's going to be a 0.5 radius. Create. No, that wasn't it. It was 8 by 8. 1, 1. That was the second one. 8, 8. And here we go. Back to our profile. All right, so here's our profile. Close. This and this is all going to be profiled. Calculate, and we should be done. Let's check. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so we cut our piece, we cut our pockets, we cut our radius, and we've cut all our pieces. Now, obviously, I recommend you highly to put tabs on everything because let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of these little nibbly bits. I'm not going to bother with these little tiny ones. Well, no, can't even see them. But anyway, here are your X's and your O's, folks. Now, what I would do, well, no, 3/4 inch is a good height for the game. So anyway, like I said, how much time we got? We got 20 minutes. We got time enough to make a box. So basically, here's our game, and it's nice and simple, and we have the advantage that we already have our box pretty much made. And I'll show you how, and I'll show you why. I'll show you something. All right, here we go. Now these things are 3/4 of an inch high, so we will need, we'll need something. But all right, so let's start the box off at okay. So this is 1, 1, so it's going to be plus 10. It'll be 11, 11. So we'll create a box rounded just like before, but this time it's going to be at 11, 11. And boom, there's our box. This is going to be the outside of the box. Now the inside of the box, we'll make it nice. We'll keep them rounded corners. We'll make it 7 by 7, and we'll make it 11.5 by 11.5 is the starting point, and there we have our inner box. All right, that is the that's basically the inside box. Let me go ahead and enlarge one more time. This see, this is why I always work with a full thing, folks. I don't like working with. I do this. I work with a smaller workspace on Vectric only for zooming purposes, because frankly, I always like to work with my full size, whatever the full size is of your thing, work with it, and then that's the easiest thing. So you could do it multiple ways, obviously, and one of the easiest ways is just don't use a CNC, use a just cut 4 boards. But I'm not a fan of that. All right, so we may have to do, yeah. All right, so now this is going to be a ridiculously large board. Well, let me see. 3/4 inch times, that'll be 3 inches high. So that's a pretty tall box. If you take this and let's we have our pocket here, right? So luckily we have all the tools we need. We have our pocket. I'm going to take this one here and I'm going to add it to the pocket. There it is. And the rest of these, I'm just going to do the old profile on the outside. Just add them to the profile. Hold the shift key and add them. And guess what? You now have the following. Reset preview, preview all toolpaths. Take a look. Give it a second, and it'll go through all its little mumbo jumbo. Again, this is not the best way to do it, but it's a practical way because you're using simple, 3/4 inch wood, and you're done. I'm not gonna. Well, yeah, might as well. Just takes me a couple seconds to get rid of all these things. But anyway, bottom piece, 2 center pieces, and the lid. What I would do here is I would put drill 4 little holes for magnets, and drill 4 little holes on the bottom of this thing for magnets, and you're done. All of these pieces, since this is at least 1.5 inches high because of the 2 3/4 inch spacers, not to mention the little extra space here, you've got enough space to throw all your stuff inside. Now, if you want to get a little bit fancier, or rather more accommodating, just let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 see, it's a 9x9 board, so the most pieces that you're going to put on is, I would say, 5. If everybody takes turns, obviously it's 1, then 1, then 1, then 1, so you're going to have 5 of each piece. The unfortunate, well, I'm pretty sure you'd have to play around with it, but I'm pretty sure that if you make 5 pieces of each, those X's being the way they are, you'll be able to fit 5 O's and 5 X's in only one of these. So you'll only need to make this, 4.5 inches high. And well, pretty much that's it, folks. What do you guys think? You guys got any other do you want me to make you guys anything? Do you want anything? We still got an extra 10-15 minutes on the show. If you guys if not, we'll
Did you save that file?
I will right now.
Yeah, save that file.
Yeah.
Because somebody might want it.
Well, my daughter wants one. That's why I did it. Huh? Tic-tac-toe. Yeah, and folks, okay, like I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Tic-tac-toe. No, I'm a big fan of teach a man to fish.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm here. I mean, feel free to look over the video and take your time. Exactly. and follow the steps, because I've had a couple people ask me in the past. They haven't asked me recently because most of you are pretty fairly experienced. I've had people ask me in the past, "Oh, can you send me that file?" I can, but it's not going to do you any good. You see, that's one thing you got to realize. Number one, first and foremost, I have the latest version of Vectric. If you don't, the file's useless to you because you won't be able to open it up. There's one. And here comes, and second, if you open it up, your machine is different than mine. You're going to have to make some changes. That's 2. Number 3, I don't know about you guys, but unless it's something like like the Javi boxes or something like that, unless it's something that I have the tool, and in that case, I don't even open up the file. I open up the tool path. I mean, the tool. The tool path, then what am I trying to say? I always open up the file, except for something repetitive that I know is exact, and I do over and over and over. And it's very rare, because aside from the box, there's nothing that I do. But even the surfacing a spoil board, I have a file for surfacing a spoil board. I surface it so seldom that every time I need to resurface it, I make a new file. I open up the surfacing a spoil board file, but then I go, okay, what did I put here? Did I put 0.001, or did I put 0.01, or how much did I resurface it by? And where did I start? You forget all these things. So that my point is, no matter what your file is, unless you're doing something extremely repetitive where you save the tool path and you have a jig set up in the exact same place or whatever, you're always going to have to recreate the toolpath. And Russ is nodding like one of those little dogs on the back of the car.
Bobbleheads, you know.
I mean,
you do.
You do. You do. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're doing any type of work on the CNC, yeah, that's the bottom line. So
well, you always have to set it up to your own machine, and
yep, absolutely.
You can't go by anybody else's.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But absolutely. The process of it is, from watching the videos, the process of it is so it's most important.
Yep. And well, let's see. We got tic-tac-toe. Now, I've got a project that I'm going to work on with you guys, not in a week, but in 2 weeks, because I'll be out of town next week. However, in 2 weeks, Russ, remind me because CRS, I will forget by then. What did I say I was going to do? All right. How's this for an idea, folks? You know, I don't need them. You guys, take and run with them. But I was thinking, I expect to have grandkids. I'm not in a rush. Mm-hmm. My kids are, in college. I'm not in a rush, but eventually I expect to. And while I'm not a big particular fan of board games, I mean, certain ones, Monopoly, maybe Stratego. Really, there's not too much. Parcheesi. I mean, there's, every once in a while, you got your kids that ask you, hey, can we play? Hey, Grandpa Russ, can we play a board game? And then,
I get it all the time.
There you go. Well, personally, folks, I have in my living room, I have a glass top. It's got 4 little glass inserts, a nice coffee table. It's not a coffee table. Yeah, I guess it is a coffee table. What do you call the table in front of the sofa table, I guess? Mm-hmm. The table that's in between the TV and your sofa.
A coffee table.
Yeah, coffee table. Okay, yeah, because the other 2 are end tables, the little ones. I always call those coffee tables. I never know what to call anything. Anyway, so we got a coffee table. It's got a shelf in it. And guess where all our board games are? All stuffed in there. I mean, we're talking Clue, Risk, all the classics, that I've had for years and my wife has had. So we doubled up on half of these. Well, anyway, I thought, you know what? When I we're starting on the new place by the end of the year, so we're finally everything's rolling along. Just to give you guys an update, I switched from wood construction. With the prices the way they are now, I'm saving $8,000 going concrete block. So it's crazy. So unfortunately, I had to get the plans restamped and everything. So they're working on that now. I mean, I made it for them, but they got a backlog. It won't be long. Then I'll be starting on the project. When the new house is built, I thought it would be a really nice addition to have, say, a game tower, call it what you will, where you have slots inside it. I'm sure many of you guys have seen those towers that you have those the Milwaukee boxes or the DeWalt boxes or the Harbor Freight boxes. Those small little boxes. Russ, you're nodding, so I'm assuming everybody knows what I'm talking about. Basically, it's a big tower with a bunch of shelves in it, and you just slide in those little suitcase.
Oh, yeah.
Container holders, whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, that got me thinking because I saw that the other day, and I go, what if I make the game boards, Monopoly, Parcheesi, whatever the game board may be. They're simple 20 by 20 boards. Some of them may be a little off, be a little much, a little less. Make them all 20 by 20. Make them all standard. And now you have a whole bunch of different game boards made of plywood with you could either create the design yourself. You could create it with the machine, and that's what I'll be showing you next week, just to do a little trace of all the things. Or you could, there's many different ways to create a good solid game board, something other than cardboard, which might get soaked and well, you don't want any of that to get soaked anyway, but something other than the cardboard that's going to get ruined. Doesn't have to be foldable because you got them in this nice little maybe rolling case. You've got drawers in the case, so you have all your parcheesi pieces, your chess pieces, one board will be a chess board, chess and checkers. Another board will be a Monopoly board. Another board will be a Stratego board. Basically slide them all in, and anytime you need to add a game, other than, like maybe the game of Life or Trouble where you got all those,
Trouble.
Hey, there's no reason you can't cut out a Pop-O-Matic out of one of those games and just glue it onto one of your boards.
Trouble is the one that I have to play a lot.
Well, there you go. Well, cut out the Pop-O-Matic and just glue it onto your board.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is I thought it was an interesting idea. I thought it was just an interesting way to go about it, and it'd be fun because kids come over. Hopefully, you could teach them a little responsibility. It says, okay, put the game away. Now they don't have to throw all the pieces in a box and shove the box somewhere and break the box or whatever. Mm-hmm. Now they go to their tower. It's all labeled. Voop, voop. Not to be OCD about it or anything, but and you instantly see which game is missing if there is a game missing. But anyway,
yeah,
it's an idea.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, folks, with that, we're coming up on the hour. Unless anybody has any questions for me, I'm just going to go ahead and sign her off for tonight. And you guys, tonight, Al and I, and hopefully Russ, if you can join us, we'll be talking about, and again, anybody else, just shoot me a message, and I'll be happy to send you a link. And Al and I will be talking about, it's basically on the retro show, on two guys in their 50s and 60s, two old guys in their 50s and 60s, talking about the 70s and 80s, video arcade games. We're going to hit every single video arcade game from, as I posted, from Atari to Zelda, even though Atari's a console and Zelda's a game. It's A to Z. We want to go chronologically. We're going to do Pong to Sega Genesis, if you want to go and beyond. So, folks, hopefully we'll see you at 10 o'clock. And to relive a little bit of video memories, play some Centipede. Well, I'm not going to play anything, but
yeah,
Centipede, Zaxxon, Robotron, Pac-Man, Tron, any game, every game. From Asteroids, we're going to have a jam-packed show because the last time I did something similar to this, we didn't have enough time because there's just far too many games in our youth.
Yeah.
And we'll have a few stories. So, folks, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all next week. Actually,
week after.
I may or may not see you next week. If I see you next week on Javi Unboxed, it will be to update you on the property, and it won't be CNC related. It'll be property related, but hope to see you there. Have a wonderful week, and if I don't see you next week, see you in 2.
Good night, all.